Welcome. Supposedly, I'm recording right now. And I wore this red shirt just to show that I do have more than just blue shirts in my closet. Um, and today, I want to give you an update on what's happening because a lot of things happened over the weekend. I'm going to start off with talking about a house that appeared on the market on Thursday. I'm going to describe that house. It's going to take going to take a little while to show you this house, and I'm going to point out the things that I really liked with this house, and then I'm going to talk to you about the rest of the weekend. That what happened and why I think it's so important to spend so much time on this is because if you're thinking about moving to Florida, you're going to have these moments of questions and doubts, and it's going to not be easy. I mean, let's face it, if it was easy to pick up and move to Florida, you would be there already, and the fact that you haven't just tells you that this is not an easy thing. It's a bit of a challenge. All right, so I'm going to show you this house. Here we go. So this house, like I said, popped up on the market on Thursday. And there's 49 pictures here. I'm just going to take you through it and show you the things that I like. And starting right off here is this nice entranceway. You got this porch with a bench on one side. You got the plants. This is beautiful. And then this is an extra wide. This walkway is part of an extra wide driveway, so you can easily get 3 cars in here. So that is just really nice. I like the grand look here of the towers and everything as you're walking into the front door. So here we are. We just walked through the front door. To the left is a sitting area that I put a wall up. Put a wall there and turned it into my office. To the right is a dining room. You can see the stairs go up, and the nice, I don't know what you want to call it, a balcony or whatever here at the top of the stairs. Now, traditionally, we don't like that. We'd rather have a floor across there and have a room instead of a 2-story area. We think that's a waste of space, but it does look really, really nice. Okay, let's continue on. This is another look at what would be the office with a wall going across there. And now that's another view of the office. And here's the dining room. And you can see there's a cut out right here that takes you into the kitchen with a little closet there that goes under the stairs. You can see the stairs with a nice dark wood railing and I don't know, the balcony or the overlook area. And there's another look at the dining room. And now something that's really eye-catching here is the fact that it's 2 stories and there's a lot of light coming in from those windows. So very fantastic. Looks really, really nice. Okay, here's the stairs, and as you walk past the stairs, you come to the living room with the kitchen to the right, and the pool is just beyond the living room. There's another view of the living room, again, with a pool with a nice big slider going out to the pool. That is fantastic. And another view of the living room and the kitchen with an island. And we like this island because it's raised up above where the sink is. So if it's all at the same level, if the sink's the same level where people are eating, somebody's going to wash their hands and everybody's going to get splashed. So the fact that this is up higher is exactly what we like. And then you can have the benches so that people can sit along that island. And another view of the kitchen. There's the kitchen again. And then this explains the configuration that we look for in every single house. Every single house, this is the configuration we want, where you're standing in the kitchen and you can see the eating area with a pool beyond, and you can see the whole living room with a pool beyond that. You're going to spend a lot of time here in the kitchen, and you want a nice view of your pool looking out the back windows. Every house configuration we looked at, this was a strong requirement. If it did not have this, it was rejected. We would not accept this house without this configuration. It was that important to us. So this little breakfast nook area is perfect. In the current houses, you don't see this very often. This house was built in 2006. The current houses, if it has it, it's an add-on, it's an option, you pay extra for it, but you don't see it a lot. And that's really too bad, because I like this breakfast nook area. Here we are at the top of the stairs. I'm not going to spend a lot of time at the top of the stairs, except to point out one thing. This is the master bedroom. It comes with a vaulted ceiling, and vaulted ceilings are one of those things where, at the design shop or wherever, you pay extra for something like that. And is it really worth it? I don't know. But take a look at this. They have a sliding glass door here on the second story that goes out to a balcony, an outdoor balcony, right off the bedroom. And that is fantastic. We're going to see some better views of that here in a little bit. Um, it's a really strong selling point for this. Oh, this is something else. You just barely see the edge of this, but this is a chair that you can sit down at. Somebody can be doing their makeup or whatever. Usually, there's a cupboard right there, and you can't sit. But here they do, and a lot of the new houses that we've seen, they don't have that cutout. I don't know why. It just baffles me. All right, so here's the second story. This is so incredible. Um, it's awesome, and it's overlooking the pool. And we're going to get into this pool area in just a moment because it's fantastic what they've done with it. But this is a fairly large area. At least it looks large in the picture. I think the actual dimensions might have been 9 by 8 or something. I'm not really sure. Just off the top of my head. So 9 by 8 doesn't sound very good, but very big. But in this picture, wow, it looks really, really nice. Okay, I'm going to just flip through bedrooms because, oh, this is, by the way, this is the first floor guest bedroom. Okay, and it looks out at the pool through the window. So this house has a guest bedroom, which is awesome, and it's going to have its own bathroom for the guests. Okay, now we're back up here on the second floor, going through the second floor bathrooms and the bedrooms. To me, a bedroom is a bedroom is a bedroom. I'm sorry. As long as there's enough room to get the bed in there and a couple of dressers and stuff, it's good enough for me. This bathroom is interesting. This is a first floor powder room that is right off the pool. It's got a door that goes to the pool. So this is the pool's bathroom. Kind of cool. You'll see that again in a little bit. Really like this washroom with the cupboards up above the countertop here and the sink, and then this goes out to the garage. So very, very nice. You got room to work in there. Now this is exactly what I wanted in a Florida house, and we're not going to get it unless some money falls out of the sky, or maybe sometime down the road we'll get this. But here we are out in the lanai, and they've got a full kitchen right out here. So they got the grill, they got the cooktop, they got the sink. Everything is right here. It's exactly what I was hoping for. There's the pool, nice, beautiful pool. We got the palm trees and the Florida plants going all around it. And look at the size of this deck. This deck is massive. It's huge. And you can walk all the way around. So many times what they'll do is they'll put the bird cage, let's call it, and they'll end it right at the edge of the pool so that there's no room to walk around the backside. And the problem with that is when you want to clean the pool, you need to be able to walk around this way with your net to be able to scoop everything out. And if they don't give you enough room to walk, you can't get over to this side. So anyways, this is awesome right here. Another view of this, and you see you've got the water features here. I want some kind of a water feature, either a waterfall or something. I like the sounds of trickling water, and that's what this provides. So you got the water pouring out of the, let's call it the hot tub area, and then you've got these two jets right here. Another view of the pool. One thing that isn't real cool is you got the neighbor's window right here looking down at the pool. But you can see there's Florida vegetation. I don't know what that is, but you could easily extend that and keep it coming over to block that window as well if you wanted to. Okay, there's your kitchen. There's the balcony up above looking over this. They call this the oasis, right? And the area is so big, you got a couch out here, lots of deck space. Now, here's what they did outside of the bird cage. They put a walking path all the way around the bird cage, and then lining the walking path, they've got the Florida plants right here, some different palms and various things. So you can go for a walk out around the pool enclosure on this walkway, and you're walking through this beautiful garden. Okay, the location, these are all orange groves, orange tree groves out here, and this is the house, and to the side of the house is this water basin area. It's just a storm area that might fill up if you get a lot of water, but in the meanwhile it's just an open field. It's just nothing is there. You don't own it, but it's there for your use. But there's something else that's interesting is the entire backyard is enclosed in a fence. So that means if you have a dog, let the dog loose, the dog's not going to get out of that fence. And look at how wide this driveway is. And there's a gate on the side of the house where the fence comes together. That opens all the way up so you could drive a vehicle back in there, whether it was a boat or whatever you wanted to store back in there. So all of that is just open area. I'm just gonna go through this. Yeah, okay, so this is nice. This kind of shows the walking path behind the bird cage, behind the pool enclosure. Shows the balcony up here. It looks very nice. Continue on. There it is from the top, so you can see the walking path going around the outside. Very, very nice. And one thing that's good with the walking path is by doing it this way, you never have to mow back there. The only place these people have to mow is right out here out front and along the road. That's it. There's nothing to mow out back. Another view from up above, which shows the big open area on the side of the house, and a little elevated view from the side. You can see the double gates that open up to let you back in here if you wanted to get a vehicle back there or you wanted to store something. Another view, and we're getting up. So this is the house. This is the lake that the community is built on. It's not a very big lake, but there is a community pool that has access into the lake, and you can go fishing or you know, maybe some other activities as well. But there is a community pool over there. Another view, some more orange groves. You can see the lake stretching off into the distance there. And one more view of the community. So let me pop out of this. There we go. So that was the 13-minute view tour of the house that came up on Thursday. And we saw that. It's like, wow, we were blown out of our minds because we got to see really the value of the money that we're spending and do a comparison. Now, the comparison is that the house that we're building is larger. It has a 3-car garage, but it doesn't have, oh, and also has a second floor living room as well. But what it doesn't have is a guest room, and it doesn't have a pool, right? So, you know, comparing those two, there's some pros and there's some cons about it. Now, let me tell you the story of that house a little bit. The family that had it was an older couple. Their granddaughter developed cancer in Texas, so they needed to sell the house so they could go to Texas and spend time with the granddaughter. They had plans to live in that house forever, but circumstances changed, so they needed to sell the house. Now, the house went on the market on Thursday. Saturday was the open house. Right away, offers started coming in above the asking price. They received a bidding war, 7 offers above the asking price by the end of day Saturday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I got more than what they asked for. So that just tells you how quickly properties go. Really fast, just a day or two, this stuff is gone. But you know, it was kind of fortunate, but at the same time unfortunate that we saw that house, because what it did was it put some seeds in our head. It's like, wait a minute, what are we doing? Time out. We're going into a new construction situation where yeah, we're going to lock the price in, but we're not going to lock the interest rate in for another 5 months. Who knows what will happen with the interest rates, right? And at the end of the day, we're not going to have a pool. We're not going to have that backyard oasis like what you saw this place had. That we're not going to have a balcony overlooking it or the outside kitchen. We're not going to have those things that you think of when you think of a Florida house. And so it really made us start questioning things. Our KB representative got a hold of us, said, "Hey, your lot's open. Let's get going with the contract." And he gave us the new pricing. And if you saw the Saturday entry, I told you about what the price increases were. Well, the price increases were actually higher than what we had expected, even what I had reported. So just the property alone, and this is what is it, 135 feet by I think 70 feet, 75 feet, something like that. That has gone up to $14,000. Now, if you're someplace else in the country, you're thinking, wait a minute, you're paying $14,000 and you're not even getting an acre, right? There's a lot of rural communities that I have looked at and that I'm aware of where that would buy, a significant piece of land. But yeah, you know what? This is this land is developed, of course, so it's got the sewer and electricity and everything, and it's ready to go, and it's got the street and all that stuff. And it's it's kind of pricey there. But the benefit is yes, there's a neighborhood behind this property, but there's no houses. There's no houses behind this property, so it's just a empty lot, open field. It's just the way it's arranged. $14,000. It went up. It was 10. Now it's 14. I'm like, whoa, wow, that's crazy. The base price on our house went up 11,000. Like, wow, that's insane, right? Okay, so we had already picked out earlier what kind of house we wanted, and as we were going through the options and stuff, we realized the money's getting insane. So we dropped down to a lower level house. We dropped down a lot of the options, and now with these price increases, bam, we're right back up to where we were. Now we can afford it, but the thing is I want to afford a lot of things, right? I want to do a lot of things. I don't want to just own a house. I want to go to Disney. I want to have a car, a nice car. There's things I want to do. And, sock money away and be ready for a rainy day. I don't want to be house poor, right? House poor is when, you've got such a high mortgage that you can't afford anything else. So I wasn't happy about that. And then the builders, if you use their preferred lender, they will give you some incentive. Some lenders will pay, hey, they say, you use our lender, we'll pay closing costs. Well, ours didn't. Ours had offered $7,000 toward closing. They dropped that down to $5,000. So that's another $2,000 that we have to come up at closing time. So you add all that up, we're now $17,000 higher today than we were a couple of weeks ago in December. And that's how fast this market is moving down here in Florida. It's insane. Just from 1 month to another, it's going to go up at least 4%. And this jump is a lot more than 4%, but still, they're expecting that. And so when our KB agent called us and told us this and asked, are you okay with this? He has a line of people waiting to get into this community. Now, we happen to be number 2 on the list because we got in early and we got our $5,000 deposit in early. So he has to come to us before he goes to all the people standing in line behind us. He has to come to us and say, are you ready? Because they're only releasing 4 lots at a time just so they can control, they can only build so fast. They can only build so much. And this is an issue throughout the area. They can only build houses so quickly. So he came to us and knowing that if we said no, there's a line of people that are going to jump right in at the first moment they can, and they're waiting for their call. So it was like, take it or leave it, whatever. So we thought real hard about it on Saturday. We watched that other house. Now we weren't seriously looking at that other house that I showed you, but it just was an eye-opening moment for us. We watched that as the bidding war happened, and because we know the real estate agents that were selling that house, they kept us informed because we were interested in it, and it was just blowing us away at how fast and how high that house went. End of the day, on Sunday, okay, let's get into Sunday now. Sunday, the real estate agent says, well, you haven't signed the contracts that I sent you yesterday yet. And I said, well, I want the lawyer to check them out on Monday. And he said, there's not time to wait till Monday. He said, you need to either sign these today or release me so I can move on to the next person. And so I got a hold of my real estate agent and I said, I don't like this. It feels like I'm getting really pushed here and pressured. I said, what's the rush? They're not going to break ground on this for another 3 months. So why do I have to hurry up and sign this contract? Now I can read through the contract. I understand business language. Not a problem. I prefer to have an attorney read through it. The real estate agent said, okay, hold on, I'll get back to you. So she must have called KB, talked to them, came back, and they said, well, here's the deal. You can definitely have your lawyer look at it, but the contract is as is. There's not going to be any modifications to it. You either accept it the way it is, or you don't accept it, and he moves on to the next customer. And so that's the seller's market that we're in. They can do that. It's like, we don't care. Take it or leave it. We're going to make a sale either way. So I said, okay, fine. I'll go through the contract. And so I did. Went through it, line by line. And the contract is very one-sided. KB has themselves covered from A to B in that contract, A to Z on that contract. They've got all the bases covered for themselves, and they put an incredible amount of liability or risk on the buyer. Now, it's not 100% that way. The buyer is protected in many different ways, but it is substantially that way. It's very one-sided. But they can have a one-sided contract because either you can't push back. Either you accept it or you don't accept it. So I talked it over with my real estate agent, and we've got a $5,000 deposit down on this area. So the most we're going to lose if we happen to back out of this deal is our $5,000 deposit. So we're going to go down in February. Now, our intention is to build with KB. We're committed to that. That's exactly what we want to do. But when we go down in February to Florida, we're going to look at some other houses, and we're going to be pre-qualified, and we're going to have the down payment ready. And if we see something that we like better than what KB is building for us, we're going to jump on it and get it. And then we'll lose our $5,000 deposit. That'll be the $5,000 is like an insurance. I'm looking at it as an insurance. We have plan A and plan B, and if plan A falls apart, we got plan B. Now, I don't expect in February that we're going to find the magic house. We're going to find a house like what was listed on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I don't. And even, that house that was listed, it's not perfect either. There's a lot of things I really like about it, but it is a smaller house, and it doesn't have a 3-car garage. A couple other issues with it, but it was fantastic. So when we go in February, if we see something that's awesome, cool, then we'll consider losing our $5,000 deposit to buy something right away. There's some downsides to that. We would be buying it a couple of months before we need to get to Florida, which means for a couple of months we'd have to pay for 2 mortgages until the New York house sold. But the positive of that is that we would be able to move directly from our house directly into the Florida house, because the Florida house is already purchased and waiting there for us. With the KB house that's being constructed, we're going to have to move out of this house into a temporary house for July and August until the KB house construction is finished, and then we move a second time into the KB house. So there's a lot of pros and cons, a lot of things to think about. on where we want to go. But you know what? You know something. It's nice to have options. It's nice to have things that you're not trapped and you have to go down one path. And so now we've got an A option and a B option. There's pros and cons to both, and we can weigh those things out and decide what we want to do. Um, but that's where we're at. So just in, wrap up and in summary, we have signed the contracts to get the house built. We have a $5,000 deposit toward getting that house built. That $5,000 is at risk if we change our minds. And when we go to Florida in February, we may end up changing our minds. We don't intend to, but we may. So that was this crazy weekend, filling out, the contracts, filling out the mortgage applications, doing all that work. It killed Sunday. It filled the entire day of Sunday going through all this stuff. A lot of work. If I can get the contract, maybe I can take parts of it and post it into the blog so that you can see what a contract kind of looks like. You can read through it a little bit. Let me think about that and see if I can cut and paste a few things. But yeah, that's it. So I'll close off. Thank you for coming and watching this video. Hope me sharing my experience helps you out as you are considering your move to Florida.